guys, it's your girl, I'm back with another reaction video. It's about time I'm reacting to NBA players that went to jail. I was gonna wait and react to this, but I want to react to this now because I want to watch it.
He had to play NBA games wearing an ankle monitor, while another...
That's crazy, because I could have sworn they was strict.
...did something so...
That's crazy.
One player committed so many crimes,
crazy,
he had to play NBA games wearing an ankle monitor, while another did something so horrible, it ended his career forever. These are the NBA players
ankle monitor
that
is
went
crazy.
to jail.
It's crazy.
J.R. Smith didn't just go to jail. He made a mistake that cost him his best friend's life. During the early 2000s, J.R. was making a name for himself in basketball, but behind the scenes, he was battling his demons. J.R. had an addiction to speeding. Anytime he got behind the wheel of a car, nothing brought him more joy than burning some rubber. I mean, in 2005 alone, he got 4 speeding tickets and 27 points docked on his driver's license. And not only that, the dude had his license suspended 5 separate times. I didn't even know that was possible. But JR found a way. And because he's a $1 million athlete, he had the best lawyer's money could buy. So he always got off easy. But eventually, his addiction caught up with him, causing one of the worst tragedies the NBA has ever seen. And no amount of money was getting him out of this one. It was the summer of 2007. JR picked up his friends Carl and Andre to head to a cookout. The 3 boys were cruising, vibing to music, but for JR,
don't tell me he killed
There's only one thing that brings him joy.
Friends.
So, before he knew it, he was going 70 and a 35,
it's not like being a car
running stop sign after stop sign. That night, JR was knocking on death's door.
That's why I'm like being in people's cars who don't have sense. You don't have no sense. You don't care about nobody.
JR and his best friend Andre were laid out on the asphalt. Turns out, JR had just driven into the middle of a busy intersection, causing another car to collide with him. And by some miracle, JR only sprained his left shoulder. But Andre, he wasn't as lucky. He suffered critical head injuries and had to be rushed to the hospital. But paramedics realized there wasn't much they could do. By the time Andre arrived at the hospital, his brain had 0 activity.
Jesus
and
Christ.
It wasn't long before he passed away. Just think about that. JR's stupid decision to speed
for real. You saying they putting people life in jeopardy.
I think we all speed.
You do that by yourself,
there, right? But after hearing this, we just got to do better.
I mean, you was speed, but bro, like have control. Why are you running through red lights like you're?
But the story doesn't end there. JR had charges to face: reckless driving, failure to obey a stop sign, speeding, and failure to wear a seatbelt.
Let me guess,
in a situation like this, the average person could serve 15 years to life in prison. If JR was convicted with these crimes, his basketball career would have been over. But
the poor mother. Oh my
Before
God.
we were using Monday.com, our team was drowning.
Like, if you're gonna speed, bro, speed by yourself.
Our days used to split between work
and the friend probably didn't even care because, like, you know, you're in a car with your friends, you're having fun. But me, nah, we ended this one right here. Slow the hell down before I get up out the car, bro. I don't like all that speeding. No. I don't like all that. What the hell's going on? Why is it restarting? Okay, y'all, we back, because this computer be doing the most. See? What the hell?
Over. But luckily for JR, Andre's mother didn't want his life ruined over this. She knew what it was like to lose a son, and didn't want to do that to another mother. So with that, JR only faced 90 days in jail, 500 hours of community service, and a license suspension for 2 years. JR owes his freedom to Andre's mom. And as the trial progressed, it was hard for everyone in that courtroom. And it led to one of the most emotional moments in JR's life.
Like I said, it's not something like this just happens and not just move on or just forget about it. It's impossible. Talk to my mother about it, my father. I can't talk to Jay. It's unbearable to deal with. People who've been in my situation, I can't even talk to them about it because they've gone through their own thing. And I am deeply sorry. I never intended this to happen. Dre's like my brother, just like Jamal, Kenny, and Demetrius. He's always there. I mean, it always has been. It just tears me up.
It's a sad situation.
I take full responsibility for everything that happened, but indeed it was an accident. I mean, I know it's not going to bring him back. I apologize to everybody. I apologize to Mrs. Bell because I couldn't imagine what I would do if that was my daughter. I've thought about it. I have dreamt about it. I've dreamt about the shoe being on the foot. It was me. Right after the accident, me and my mother had this conversation, and I told her I wish the shoe was on the other foot.
Now, JR is not the only player that's had run-ins with the law.
He's probably still thinking about that to this
the
day.
law so much, they have to play NBA games while they're still in jail. Yeah, that's not a joke. I saw a video of Contavious Caldwell-Pope playing an NBA game while wearing an ankle monitor.
Oh my God, it seemed like somebody was in jail, bro.
How is this even possible?
No, for real.
Well,
that sounds crazy.
Back in 2017, Contavious played for the Pistons. One night, Detroit had lost a close game to Miami, 96 to 97. So to lift his spirits, Contavious went out with the book.
Something wrong with this. Y'all on Ja ass about what he got going on, and y'all got players with freaking ankle monitors on
all the way until 3 a.m. But
that's crazy.
That's when he made the worst decision of his entire life. After hours of drinking and partying, Contavious hopped in his car, put the keys in the ignition, and sped off, heavily under the influence.
See, this is worse than hopping a gun.
Police clocked a Jeep Wrangler, going 45 and a 25. So
he better have this suspended. I need to hit it because I ain't never heard this.
They found a glossy-eyed Contavious who completely smelled like alcohol. Cops started questioning him, and since Contavious was slurring his words and a breathalyzer test showed a blood alcohol level of 0.08, they decided to arrest him. And the worst part is, Contavious had other people in the car, but lucky for him, he was only given a ticket for operating while intoxicated and was released from jail. But things only get worse from here. Contavious was put on a 12-month probation, and to stay out of jail, all he had to do was submit some alcohol and drug tests. Simple enough, right? Well, because he's a multi-million-dollar NBA player, I'm above the law. So he stopped submitting tests, and eventually, the law came knocking. He was sentenced to a 25-day jail sentence in Orange County, California, for violating his probation. And this happened while playing for the Lakers. But because Contavious is an NBA player, they let him out on a work release program, where he basically was allowed to play in the NBA on one condition. He had to wear an ankle monitor, which you could literally see him wearing during games.
I'm sorry, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Back to jail. Such an amazing opportunity, like playing in the NBA.
I ain't never heard nothing like this before in my life, bro.
But time and time again, players abuse it. And there's no better example of this than what Jason Richardson did to his kid. Back in 2009,
he even get suspended?
Jason was seen driving his Dodge Hellcat around Phoenix.
Okay.
And at first, undercover police spotted him going 67 and a 40, which was already dangerous. But then they decided to follow him after this. And things got intense.
Don't tell me you...
Jason sped up to 90 miles per hour in a 35. That's 55 miles per hour over the speed limit. So at this point, they had to pull him over. When they walked up to his window, Jason admitted he was speeding. But then, police saw his 3-year-old son in the back without a car seat. So they arrested Jason on the spot.
Yes.
He got charged with reckless driving, excessive speeding, and failure to use a child seat. And when the NBA found out, he was suspended without pay, costing him $111,000.
But how come the other guy didn't get...
That's how much 2 Hellcats cost.
I mean, this is worse. But
I'll get a child seat.
He was driving while
Jason was eventually released from jail after a few hours.
I mean, they both
and afterwards, he said, I just want to apologize to my teammates, my family, especially my fiance. It's a tough time for me. I've been questioned as a basketball player, questioned as a person, but my fatherhood in question is tough because I try to be the best father I can be. I try to keep my kids out of harm's way.
What?
Doesn't really seem like it, Jason.
Sir.
We're going 90 miles per hour.
With a child in
Your
bed.
kid wasn't even in a car seat. Irresponsible. But that's not the only thing Jason had to say. He went on to say that, if you don't drop a like and subscribe to the channel, he's gonna take you for a drive. Yeah, that's right, but no seatbelt. And I know you can't risk that, so what are you doing? But anyways, at least this didn't ruin Jason's career. Sometimes, players commit crimes they never recover from. Like this next player. When police found out what Sebastian Telfair did, it ended his career. And it's really such a tragedy because in high...
What did he do? I've never seen him before. I've seen every...
Start watching today.
In high school, Sebastian was unbelievable. He was averaging 33 points, 9 assists per game, and was practically unstoppable. So the headlines were literally calling him the next LeBron. And after Sebastian was drafted to the Blazers, you would think everything would be up from here. But his life ended up going downhill from here. He became a shell of his former self. And once he joined the NBA, he barely averaged 7 points a game. And then to make matters worse, in 2006, Sebastian's secret double life was exposed.
Get to the NBA.
The Blazers had just landed their private jet in Boston on their way to a game. This is when authorities saw something unusual in Sebastian's suitcase. A loaded weapon. Even for an NBA player, this wasn't a fly in the airport. Literally.
That's so true. Why would you have do that?
He grabbed the wrong bag when he left. And that it was actually his girl's luggage. Hold on. What the hell his girl need guns for? Anyways, after some investigating, it turned out he was telling the truth. So luckily, he escaped without any charges. For now. So, you'd think getting off easy, he'd make sure something like this never happens again. Right? Well, just a year later, him and his friend found themselves in another controversy. Sebastian was seen driving his Range Rover at 77 miles per hour in a 45. And he was driving with a suspended license. But they get to the NBA and just don't want to. Police searched the car. They found a loaded handgun under the seat that wasn't registered to either him or his girlfriend. So Sebastian couldn't blame it on his girl this time. And to no surprise, both Sebastian and his friend denied knowledge of it. An investigation took place, and the police didn't care whose it was. It was still in his car. So Sebastian pleaded guilty to criminal possession of a weapon, got 3 years probation, and a 3-game suspension from the NBA. At this point, this is strike number 2.
At least
nobody told each other. Sebastian and his friend denied knowledge of it. An investigation took place, and the police didn't care who it was.
Y'all on your ass.
So Sebastian pleaded guilty to criminal possession of a weapon, got 3 years probation, and a 3-game suspension from the NBA.
He got 3 games. Ja got 8. Which is... But he... Whoa, wow. Okay. This is kind of strange. I ain't gonna lie, this is very much strange. I'm thinking... You would have thought Ja was the only person that ever did that in the NBA. But he got suspended 3. Okay. Whatever.
Point. This is strike number 2. If he messes up again, it could mean serious jail time. And with that, Sebastian was a good boy for about a decade. But in 2017, the craziest arrest of them all happened. Sebastian and his friend were suspiciously driving a Ford F-150 around Brooklyn. No headlights on, illegally parking. 2 undercover officers saw this and knew they were up to no good. So, they pulled up, saw a lit joint in the dashboard, and decided to search the vehicle. But what they found in the trunk was enough to land anyone in jail
was it drugs?
For 10 plus years.
It was drugs.
It's like Sebastian was ready for war.
It was drugs and guns?
And because of his criminal past,
it just sounds like drugs and guns.
He wasn't going to get let off the hook this time. He was facing 15 years in prison, and it was looking like there was no hope. A 2-week trial took place, and eventually, Sebastian was found guilty, sentenced to 3.5 years in jail. But after a few appeals, Sebastian got off on a $500,000 bail.
Money really do talk.
Probation.
Yeah, money really do talk. He was forced
to wear an ankle monitor for the rest of his sentence. Just like that, another rich NBA player was let off easy. Now, a 3-year prison sentence. That's crazy. But starting a worldwide controversy. that's a crime we gotta talk about. LiAngelo Ball's arrest was such...
He wasn't suspended or nothing? Like, was he out? Like, wait a minute. You ain't just gonna pass it, like, okay, he fine, but yo, these basketball players, we do get away with a
big
lot.
deal that even Donald Trump had to get involved. Started back in 2017, while
this.
LiAngelo was in college at UCLA. There was a special game between them
Isn't it like
and
a-
Georgia Tech. The game was set to take
something
place in
like
China. Obviously, this is a new place for LiAngelo and his teammates. So when they arrived, they decided to explore the area. But that's when they made a mistake that could have left them in jail for life. See, there
don't
was a
play them
Louis Vuitton
games.
store right next to their hotel. And obviously, they have security and cameras everywhere. But for some reason, LiAngelo and his teammates
Oh, no, they were
decided to hit a lick
stealing.
anyways. On camera, they were spotted stealing from the store,
What?
with LiAngelo grabbing a pair of Louis sunglasses. This dude just risked his entire career before it even began for a couple $100 pair
I
of
didn't even know there was a video.
And the crazy thing was, LiAngelo and the boys thought they'd get away with it. Until the next day, when police showed up to their hotel and arrested them.
Y'all gotta stop
Now, if you
playing
don't
with these
know,
people, bro.
in China, they do not take shoplifting lightly.
I don't think they
especially
take
if you're
anything we do
foreign.
lightly.
This story became such a huge
I don't think they take
deal.
jaywalking lightly.
Donald Trump caught wind of it, and he saw an opportunity to improve his image. So he contacted President Xi Jinping to straighten things out. And after a few days, the three teammates were released. Then, LiAngelo showed up to the Today Show and broke down his ugly China experience.
We all went out one night, went to a Louis Vuitton store. People started taking stuff, and then, you know, me just not thinking and being with them, I took something too. And we left thinking we'd just get away. You know how kids think. I didn't realize.
Kids, you
till
a
I got
grown
back
ass
to my hotel
bro.
that
Don't
I was
stop with this
stupid,
kid
but
stuff,
I
bro.
didn't know it was too late.
Kids are under the age of freaking 16 or even
the night
14.
in jail.
Once you're older, you have sense.
Especially
Especially if you're in the NBA, you have sense.
Oh, it was horrible. They take your clothes, you wear like whatever they have for your little jumpsuit
No,
or whatever. Take
really?
your shoestrings.
They
And you
really
just
do that?
see me in cell for I don't
Wow.
know. It's just you and then all the officers. And they don't speak English.
I mean, I just hope LiAngelo learned his lesson, man. The only good thing I can say is, at least that
He's a big
reporter didn't
wizard.
ask him some dumbass question. I can't tell you how many times I've seen reporters get humiliated by NBA players. There's been some pretty hilarious moments recently, and I got the video to catch you up.
Should I react
So
to this,
click
guys?
right here. These are the
Should I react to this? But I ain't gonna lie, this just shows you a lot that people really think they can get away. I mean, no, not even think they can be, because they have. They all got away with every single thing that they done. Like driving with a kid in a car, driving, guns, drugs. Oh my god. That's just beyond me, because when y'all was at y'all was at y'all neck, like get him out the NBA type of stuff. Mans was in the NBA with an ankle monitor on. Y'all can't talk about nobody else after this. I don't care what no other NBA player does after this. Y'all cannot talk about nobody else. Unless they kill somebody or whatever, you cannot talk about them. Because my son driving with his kid in the back, fine. My son had brought a gun to the airport. Whatever, stop in the face. Another gun in the car. Oh, stop in the face. You're not gonna get your time. You're just gonna get a fine. Son is stealing. Talking about kids being kids when you're a grown ass. Bro, okay. They say money talk, bro. Money does talk. But if you guys like this reaction, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. When you subscribe, turn that notification bell on so you know I bring you a video. And I'll see you in the next video.